You are Locked On Gators, your daily podcast on the Florida Gators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Locked On Gators, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Happy October. It's fun. It's Halloween month, and honestly, October is one of the best months around because you get to watch scary movies all the time, so that's awesome. I am Brandon Olson. You can find me on Twitter at WNS_Brandon. I'm also the founder of Whole9Sports.com, where you can find all of my written work. Tomorrow's game day, so you know it's preview time, baby. You know how it goes. Offensive keys first, then defensive keys. And instead of the usual things I'll be looking for, I'm going to pull out some matchups to watch just to test it out and see how it is, see if it's a little fun. Before we get started, just a quick reminder to follow Locked On Gators wherever you listen to podcasts so that you never miss an episode. Please do subscribe to Locked On Gators on YouTube. And thank you for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day every day. Starting off with some offensive keys, we're taking a little bit of a different approach here. I don't know if you've noticed, but over the past weekish, I've been trying to get more analytically based, I guess I'll say, just a little bit. So here's the first thing we're going to talk about: finding soft spots in the zone. That is going to be huge for Florida because Kentucky, very, very zone heavy. Florida's a pretty dang zone heavy team, but Kentucky actually goes zone more often than us. They're in zone for about 3/4 of the plays, so 75 to 80% of their plays are in zone coverage. Luckily for us, that actually bodes well for this Florida team. Jacob Copeland, Xavier Henderson, and Rick Wells have all been zone killers this year when targeting those three. So Copeland, Henderson, and Rick Wells. Quarterbacks, because it could be Anthony Richardson or it could be Emory Jones, are 17 of 23 for 297 yards and a touchdown when targeting those three while the defense is in zone coverage. So Kentucky being a very zone heavy team, that means a lot for us. Next up is give Emory time, because this kind of plays into effect with that, where Kentucky's zone heavy. That means you have a little more leeway with sending blitzers here and there. Kentucky doesn't have a great pass rush. In fact, they've got one good pass rusher, and that's it. Keeping him in check is key. Josh Paschal, he's not that great, but he's good. He is their 4-5 tech. So for those of you who don't know, he's pretty much always I or 4-eye. So he's in between. He's on the inside shoulder of the tackle or the outside shoulder of the tackle. That's where he plays. Either way, he's usually lined up with the tackle, so that and either side. So we've got some work to do there, but as long as we keep him in check, that's huge, because Emory Jones specifically, and I know that Anthony Richardson is at the point we're at the point where we're expecting him to play, but Emory Jones specifically has been much better when he's been given time. And I know last week he was right against the blitz, but against the blitz is different from under pressure, because a blitz could come in but not hit home, and that counts as against the blitz. Under pressure is when you actually have defenders in your face, whether you're getting a QB hit. Obviously, a sack isn't going to be effective or isn't going to be indicative of a passer rating because there's no pass there. But QB hit, sack, just a pressures in their face, things like that. Emory hasn't been great. So let him find the weak spot in the zone. Give him time to read the defense, because again, he's been significantly improved over the past couple of weeks, but earlier in the year specifically, he was having a bit of issues reading defenses. So let him read the zone. Let him find the weak spot in the zone. Let the receivers find the weak spot in the zone. And if Emory sees it fit, let him run. Just let him go. But you got to let him play his game. You've got to let the O-line has to stand up. Not even that you have to let them. The O-line has to stand up. Josh Paschal is the only legit pass rusher on this Kentucky defense right now. Sure, people can emerge later, but right now he's the only one that's been really any kind of productive with any kind of consistency. So keep him in check, and this game is going to be a lot easier for Emory Jones and the Gators offensively. But what's really been easy for the Gators offensively this year, running the ball. Kentucky's been good against the run. Don't get me wrong. Kentucky has been good against the run, but there are two huge issues involving Kentucky and the Florida run game. Those issues, of course, one, Kentucky has not played even remotely talented teams to this point. They've played Chattanooga, they've played Missouri, they've played South Carolina in the past 3 weeks. Not a single one of those teams are good at running the ball or good in general. So that's a big thing where it's like Kentucky, they've got fantastic numbers so far. But when it comes down to it, who have you played? Like nobody. So that's a big thing where Kentucky, by the numbers against the run, bang up job. But when you watch the film, it's like, who the hell are you even playing at this point? South Carolina, sure, they've got some dudes, but their O-line is weak this year. Missouri, like they're just not an impressive. Neither of those teams are impressive. I get their SEC, but neither of them are impressive. And, Kentucky hasn't had a legitimate challenge from any rushing offense. But Kentucky hasn't played a run game like Florida. You know what? No team besides the teams that have played against Florida have played a rushing attack like Florida because no offense is better than us at running the ball. I don't care what the total yards are. I don't care what the yards per carry are. I don't care what the touchdowns are. We're better. Watch the tape. We have easily the best rushing attack in college football right now, and it ain't close. The other big thing for Kentucky, let's put it this way. They haven't played a single quarterback that can run like either of our quarterbacks. We've got 2 quarterbacks that can outrun a lot of defenses. We've got 2 quarterbacks that can outrun a lot of skill position players. We've got 2 quarterbacks that have shown with consistency that they are threats in the run game, and whether or not you respect them, they will rip off big runs and they will make you pay. And Kentucky has not played a quarterback that can do that to date. So what is Florida going to do? Kill. Like, it's simple as that. Sure, I want us to throw the ball. I want us to find the soft spots in the zone. I want us to move the ball, throwing the ball and running the ball. But when we run the ball, I fully expect this to be another one of those games where it's like, oh, Florida averaged 7 yards per carry again. It's like, yeah, because we do that. Like, we're that damn good at running the ball. There's no team as good as Florida at running that football. And I don't know about you guys, but football season's here, and I watch these guys run the ball all the time, and I'm like, damn, they're in good shape. I went to play basketball yesterday, and literally after the first game, I was like, so I'm very out of shape. I mean, that's where I'm at, man. That's what's happening. We work from home. So I'm like constantly reminded of the different physiques between me and them. So I'm eating Built Bar more consistently. Built Bar is the best protein bar on the market. If you're trying to eat clean, but you've got a sweet tooth like me, or if you just like to snack and you work from home like me, that's no longer a problem. Built Bar is your low calorie, low sugar, high protein, and high fiber solution. You can even enjoy Built Bar if you're keto. Remember to use the promo code LOCKED15 to get 15% off of your next order. That is locked, LOCKED 15 to get 15% off of your next order at BuiltBar.com. Now we're going to take a look at some defensive keys for this Florida versus Kentucky game. Generating pressure is easily the number one thing that Florida has to do, and that's thankfully something that we are damn good at. Like, so that's good with me because Will Levis, a quarterback for Kentucky, struggles mightily when he's under pressure. I know I mentioned Emory struggling when he's under pressure. Will Levis struggles under pressure. And I'm not saying blitz, I'm saying under pressure. Remember the difference. Blitzing, sending more than 4 rushers. That's what a blitz is. Whether it hits home or not, irrelevant for this juncture. It's under pressure, whether you send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whether you send all 11 guys. If you get home and you get pressure, that is under pressure, whether you're hitting them, just influencing the throw, whatever it may be. Getting pressure is different than a blitz. Here, we're talking about just getting pressure. I don't care how you do it. Florida pressures quarterbacks on 36.6% of dropbacks. That is over a third of dropbacks from quarterbacks Florida's getting pressure on. Will Levis is 10 for 22 with 0 touchdowns and an interception while under pressure. It's actually insane because he's been like atrocious when facing pressure. When he's not getting pressured, he's got a passer rating of 109.2. He's a very efficient quarterback. He's a very productive quarterback. When he's under pressure, his passer rating is 48.9. That is horrible. That is just a little bit better than spiking the ball every single play. So Will Levis, not good under pressure. get home, and we can do that specifically because their offensive line, their center and right guard, give up quite a bit of pressure. And guess who we've got? Javon Dexter. He's going to wreak havoc and bring hell upon you. Another thing that we have to do, zone looks. We need to play a lot of zone coverage. And it's weird-ish because I know I've been an advocate of more man coverage, get in their face, play man press coverage. That's what I want to see from us. But this week's a little bit different. Kentucky, first of all, Florida plays a lot of zone, but like about 70% of our snaps are in zone coverage, which is what it is. I think we're better suited for man, but whatever we're doing is working, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But Wan'Dale Robinson is easily the best Kentucky wide receiver. I don't care if you refer to him by his number, his name. I don't care. That's a non-issue to me, by the way, that Dan Mullen referred to him by his number. Who gives a damn if you've ever spoken to football players or football coaches? A lot of times, names are hard to remember. Just remember the number that they're wearing. And that's how that's simply how they'll refer to the player. It's not a disrespectful thing at all. You're making a story out of nothing. But back on track, Wan'Dale Robinson is easily the best Kentucky wide receiver, and he has struggled a ton against zone coverage. So this is honestly, like, I know I've spoken about this matchup being a high-scoring affair, a shootout. Florida's looking like a team where we match up well against Kentucky at this point. Like, we're really good at the things that they need us to not be good at. Like, I'm not even saying they're bad at them. I'm saying they need us to not be good at those things, and we are really good at them. Getting pressure, playing zone coverage. Here's the thing we haven't been good at, and this is easily, for me, the most worrisome thing, because Kentucky, they don't have a good rushing attack. That's just the fact of the matter. But they do, however, have two pretty good running backs in Kavosiey Smoke and Chris Rodriguez Jr. Kentucky loves running the ball with Chris Rodriguez Jr., deservedly so. It's their O-line. It's not great. The running backs are fine. But Rodriguez Jr. knows how to make men miss. That's one big thing, because Florida, we've struggled. Like, we've got a pretty high missed tackle percentage this year. We've struggled here. That's something that's kind of killed us a lot of times. Like, I get last week, there were two big passing plays, but the first one was a screen that resulted in a 47-yard touchdown because of a lot of missed tackles. That's an issue for us. Bama, we had a lot of missed tackles. That's an issue for us. So Florida, we've struggled with missed tackles this year. Chris Rodriguez Jr., he knows how to create big runs. If he can't create those big runs, though, he's done. It's as simple as that. 63% of Chris Rodriguez's yards come after contact. Wrap him up. Don't let him create those big plays. It's really, I know it's easier said than done, but at the same time, it's as simple as playing fundamental football against the run. Play disciplined, play smart, wrap your dude up, bring him down. Also, Chris Rodriguez Jr., so far, 4 fumbles. 4 fumbles. That is pretty damn bad. While he's wrapped up, clean him up. Simple as that. He's wrapped up, clean him up. We saw that in Jacob Copeland last week. He was wrapped up with the legs. Another defender came in, grabbed the ball, was ripping it out. Another defender came in, hit him. That's what we need to do. We need to be aggressive and tackle Chris Rodriguez Jr., but not just tackle him. Wrap him up, clean him up, lay the wood, whatever terminology you want to use it. My point, hit him. Simple as that. He's wrapped up, hit him. I don't care. Don't be like, oh, he's got him. Don't worry. He's wrapped up. They got him. No. Take him out. Not injure him, take him out, but hit right stick up. Just wow. Just that's what I want to see. Not an elbow, but just throw it into him. I want to see him get taken down, not out, but down. And then he's got to drop that ball. He's had carry issues. He's had fumble issues. Rip it out. Simple as that. Be aggressive. That's something that this Gators defense has to do. Wrapping up is already a big issue for us. Like, that is genuinely already a big issue for us. But while he's wrapped up, force a fumble. That's something that Florida really hasn't done either. We haven't been able to create turnovers often. This is the best opportunity you're going to get with a running back that fumbles a lot. Chris Rodriguez Jr., as good as he is, just don't let him create big plays and clean him up. It's as simple as that. And again, I know easier said than done, but it really, really, really is simple. Wrap up, gang tackle. Simple as that. If you don't know gang tackle, that's not like a dirty football term. That's literally just teammates help the tackle. Simple as that. That's what we need to do defensively. It's very easy. Generate pressure, sit in zone, but not sit in zone, play zone coverage, but send some guys at him. Let's get after him. And then wrap it up and clean him up. Like we can do that. We have a very good defensive line. Our defensive line should dominate their offensive line. Like their offensive line, they've got some dudes, but some places. But our defensive line is significantly better than them. Get the pressure specifically through the B gap. That's where they're kind of, or A gap actually, yeah, A gap. They're kind of weak at just that center right guard issue. So whether you're rushing the right guard outside to the B gap, inside to the A gap, whatever it is, center right guard, that's got to be your focal point in this pass rush. I expect to see Zachary Carter move inside. I expect to see Jeremiah Moon blitz from the inside. I expect to see a lot of pressure, a lot of looks here, and just really, really test this Kentucky offensive line. Next up, we got key matchups. But first, anybody else make money this weekend? I know I did. I know I'm going to make some more tomorrow when I got Kentucky not covering, because Kentucky's going to take a big L. So Florida -8. Already locked it in. I got that. Florida and Kentucky over 55. Already got that. I'm in it. I like that. I'm sorry, 56. I'm in it. That's how I'm going to make my money this weekend, because that's easy money. Would have made a lot on Sunday. Thanks, Viscano. Appreciate you missing. I use BetOnline. Simple as that. It's the place I've been using for years, and I will continue to use it because I love them. BetOnline covers award shows, TV shows, reality TV, presidential election, royal baby names. You can actually go on BetOnline and bet if aliens will attack the planet this year. That's what we're talking about. Like, it's the best way to place your bets, and it's 100% free to sign up. Head to the website or use your mobile device today and sign up to receive a 100% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Make sure to use promo code LOCKEDON. That is LOCKED, no space, ON. All right, college football fanatics, have you heard about PrizePicks? PrizePicks is daily fantasy made easy. I love it, and I know you will too. PrizePicks offers every sport you can think of. NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball, MLB, soccer, MMA, more and more and more. PrizePicks offers college football props, which I can't really find anywhere else. So let alone that they offer more than anyone else, I can't even find them in most places. So I use PrizePicks for college football props because I love prop bets. They're awesome. It's as simple as that. They're dope. They've got Power 5 players. They've got Group of 5. They've got mid-majors. They've got everyone. PrizePicks even allows mixed sport entries, which a lot of places don't. You could take the over on LeBron three-pointers, which you shouldn't do. That'd be dumb unless it's set to 0.5. With the under on Mahomes interceptions, which you might as well do recently. I don't know. He's kind of been don't hesitate. Check out PrizePicks or go to your app store and download the app today. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made easy. Use promo code LOCKEDON. That is LOCKED, no space, ON. We're going to take a look at 2 key matchups here. I guess 3 if you want to, but I grouped one of them into 2. So first up, Florida running backs versus Deandre Square, the linebacker for Kentucky. Deandre Square has been a phenomenal run defender to this point. Very secure tackler. He leads the Wildcats in stops, which if you don't know, stops are not just tackles. They're tackles 3 yards or less from the line of scrimmage. So nothing more than a gain of 3. And that includes tackles for a loss, all that fun stuff. His average depth of tackle is 0.2. That is ridiculous. That is absurd. Average depth of tackle, if you don't know, means that the huge majority of his tackles are at or behind the line of scrimmage. I know I just spoke about his stops. The huge majority of them aren't even 3 yards, aren't even 2 yards, aren't even 1 yard. He's a beast. Like, he's a run defending beast. Luckily for us, our running backs, we love to break tackles. We love to make men miss. Deandre Square, no, he doesn't do that. He's got 1 missed tackle in the year. 1. And he's a beast. He's got 1 missed tackle in the year, 12 stops for 3 yards or less. He's been a monster so far. Our running backs, I still think we can make some stuff happen. Dameon Pierce, I think we can make some stuff happen. Malik Davis, I think we can make some stuff happen. Naquan Wright, Naquan Wright, I think he can make a lot of stuff happen. Why? Because Deandre Square is an absolute liability in coverage for Kentucky. He's not good in coverage at all. I get it. We like to target pretty much any running back. We like to get the ball in different ways. but Naquan Wright is the best route running running back we have. That's annoying to say route running. But Naquan Wright is the best route running back that we have. Put him on an angle, put him on a wheel, put him on whatever you want. If Deandre Square is on him, cooked. Simple as that. Naquan Wright, I think, is going to have the biggest game of the year the biggest game he's had so far this year. Like, again, Deandre Square, I don't mean just like a little bad in coverage. Absolute liability. He's not good in coverage. He doesn't have the hip mobility. He doesn't know how to really attack routes and cut them off. He's not good at it. Naquan Wright versus Deandre Square, RIP to Deandre Square at that point. Like, it's just cooked. Next up, slot receivers versus slot corners. It's very general. I've mentioned Wan'Dale Robinson for Kentucky. He's their leading receiver. He's also a leading slot receiver. He's cooking out of the slot. I'm gonna let you know. He's got like I think it's 29 targets and like 18 catches or something like that. Sorry, that's just off the top of my head. But Wan'Dale's been killing it out of the slot. Luckily for Florida, our two main slot corners also killing it. Trevez Johnson and Jadarius Perkins. They've played the most slot snaps in coverage for us. They've been targeted 18 times, only given up 10 catches and only 81 yards. So they've been tremendous. A lot of that, granted, a lot of the yardage are from Trevez Johnson. Jadarius Perkins has been targeted 5 times, given up 1 catch for 5 yards. So he's been killing the slot. Both of them have been killing the slot. I know that there are listeners that want to see more Jadarius Perkins in the slot. That's totally fine. I do think Trevez Johnson is still the best option, though, to this point. I've mentioned before, I think Jadarius Perkins has gotten beat a few times and just quarterbacks didn't see it and didn't target the guy that he was covering, which, I mean, technically, if you're looking at the numbers and you're not getting thrown at, even if you get beat, good for you. That's where we're at. Rick Wells has been our best slot receiver so far. He's been killing. He's got like 93% of his catches are out of the slot, and he's not even close to Wan'Dale Robinson's production. But I mean, this could be a big game for him and Trent Whitmore, honestly. And I mean, I know he doesn't play in the slot, but Emory Gamble just as the inside option or the inside most option when he's lined up in line, I think it's going to be huge because Kentucky's 3 primary slots, they've been targeted 18 times also, given up 14 catches for 105 yards. But again, this is like so many other aspects of this game. Like when you're looking at the mobile quarterbacks, when you're looking at the talent and the running back game or the running game in general, when you're looking at the coverage, so many of these things, Kentucky has not played a team as talented as Florida here. That it's as simple as that. Kentucky, look, I'm not taking anything from them. I generally and genuinely like this year's Kentucky team, but they haven't played a team as good as Florida. Very few teams have. In fact, the only teams that have played a team as good as Florida are the teams that have played Florida and the teams that have played Alabama. That's it. So that's where I'm at, where it's like, look, like their slot corners have been okay in limiting big plays, but they've been giving up a lot of completions against lesser talent. And when they play Rick Wells, Trent Whitmore, Naquan Wright out of the slot, Emory Gamble inside, I'm including Emory Gamble here because they play a lot of zone and a lot of it's obviously happening like over the middle-ish of the field. So that's where I'm at with that. That's why I'm bringing that up. And like, I know that I put 2 slots for us, 3 for them. The reason is, I mean, granted, the targets line up perfectly, but also we've had our 2 slots in Trevez Johnson and Jadarius Perkins have played pretty much the same amount of slot snaps in coverage as the 3 for Kentucky. So that's why there's 3 for them, 2 for us. It's not, don't get into it too much. I hope you're all ready for Monday's review episode because I'm coming heavy with it. Don't forget that tomorrow, immediately following the game, I'll have a reaction video up on my Twitter. And during the game at halftime, I'll be running an AMA on Twitter. I've been trying to get it started during every Florida game, but I haven't really announced it beforehand. So here you go. Halftime of the Florida game. Look at WNS_Brandon on Twitter for an AMA. You can also find all of my written work with Whole 9 Sports. That is WHOLENINE Sports. Thank you for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day. Every day for your second listen, check out Locked On SEC with Chris Gordy of Sports 790 for all the latest on the SEC. There is no Locked On Kentucky show yet, but just know Chris Gordy is covering this game. He is killing it, and you can never know too much about your rivals or about your opponents. just let you know, it's a good idea to check out the show. And Chris Gordy is damn good.